Hello, crocheters. Welcome everyone to your channel. Mary Tajitos. I'm Mary, and it's a pleasure for me to share with you a new tutorial for today's masterclass. I have prepared the detailed step-by-step of this completely round base made with centered single crochet. You will learn how to give structure to the base, how to calculate the increases, and I will also teach you the technique you will put into practice so that your base turns out 100% round. I hope you stay with me until the end of the class. Enjoy the process and put it into practice. If that's the case, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. Don't forget to also share this content on all your social media so that our community keeps growing and we can reach people with emotional and therapeutic needs. Remember, with knitting, the world is a better place. Now, let's move on to the list of materials followed by the step-by-step instructions. For emotional needs. Therapeutic needs. Remember that with knitting, the world is better. Now, let's go to the list of materials followed by the step-by-step instructions. Class. We are only going to work with the following materials. Measuring tape, 6mm knitting needle, this will be our main needle, and a 3.5mm knitting needle. We will use it to hide yarn ends. An industrial feather t-shirt yarn skein. This one has a strand that is 3 centimeters wide. You can use whatever material you have available. We start by making a magic circle. We take the yarn, hold it with these 2 fingers, pass the yarn over these 2 fingers. Here we twist and come back to the point we've held. Here, an X will form, we hold it here, and we hold this yarn with our pinky finger, like this. We pass the hook under the first strand, grab the second one, pull it back, and here we twist. A little loop has formed on the hook. We take the second strand, count 1 and 2, go underneath, and now we have a little loop on the hook. We are going to slide this one into the one we already had. And here we have completed the first part of the stitch. We place a marker in this one. We pass the hook, now inside the circle. Look how it turned out. We go inside, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Here we're going to keep the height at the level of the little loop that's on the hook, so that all our stitches are the same size. We have 2 loops, yarn over again, and pull through both. Here we've made our first stitch. See that it's a complete single crochet? We have the body here, and the chain is on top. We insert the hook into the circle again, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through both loops, and finish the stitch. Inside the circle, we're going to work 5 stitches. We have 2. Let's insert the hook again. Yarn over and finish the stitch. That's 3. 4. 5. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stitches. We are going to close the circle here, taking the short strand and pulling it like this. Look, it's already closing here. We are not going to tighten it too much. As we go up, we'll close this space better. So here we have 5 stitches, and the circle should always have an even number. So 5 is an odd number. To complete 6, which is even, we need to pass the hook under this first chain to close it. Then we give height to this little loop. And here, where the marker is, look, this is the first part of stitch number 6. At this point, we are going to start the second round, but I want to show you this first, because when you close it, it might be harder for you to identify it. So look here, where the marker is, in this space. That's where we're going to make the first stitch of the second round, which will be a centered stitch. Right here, we remove the marker. We pass the needle under the first complete chain. From back to front, place the reserved loop on the needle and pull it back. we adjust here a little. We open it. We finish the first round of the base with a total of 6 stitches. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that stitch number 6 was formed when closing the round because this little loop replaced the chain and the body of the stitch. It's the first stitch we made, where we placed the marker. So now we're going to start round number 2, and we're going to do it with centered single crochet, inserting the hook in the center of each stitch. Here you find the chain, and at the bottom you'll see these 2 strands. You insert the hook between those 2 strands. You find the chain, and underneath you'll see the 2 strands. So here, at the starting point, is where we're going to make the first one. We lift this strand, and we're going to look at the part of the stitch I showed you earlier, right there. We'll pass the hook through that space, always making sure it comes out at the back, underneath this little ridge. In between the 2 strands, notice that here on the back, we also have 2 strands. 1 and 2. Place the reserved loop on the hook. Here we tighten it by pulling the yarn that comes from the skein. We tighten it very well here. Yarn over. Pull through all of them. We pull up the loop. We yarn over and close the stitch. Here we have the first stitch of the second round. In this second round, we're going to start working on increase sequences. What does that mean? It means that we will be making increases in each round, following a sequence. Here, in this second round, we are going to be working 2 stitches within the same stitch. That means an increase in each stitch. We've already made the first one. We insert the hook again into the stitch where we worked this one. Look, it comes out at the back in the same space. Pick up the yarn. Pull up the loop. You have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and close the stitch. Here, we've already completed the second stitch, making the first increase. Here in this first chain, you can place the marker again. We find the center of the stitch in the next chain. Look, here is the chain, and at the bottom, in the center of the stitch, between these 2 strands, you go through the center. Make sure it comes out at the back, under the little ridge. Yarn over, pull up to the height of the loop that's on the hook, and here you close the stitch. Insert the hook again into that same stitch. And complete the second one. Locate the next stitch under the chain. Pass through the center and make the first stitch. Go through that same stitch and complete the second one. Adjust the stitch, and here you place the chain next to it. Underneath are the 2 strands, and in the center, pass the needle through. Make one, pass again through the same point, and complete the second one. See how simple the process is. Here, make 2 stitches. Here we reach the last chain, and look, down here where you see the 2 strands, in that space we make the last 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Now we're going to close this round. We lift up this little loop and we're going to insert the needle where the marker is, which is in the very first full chain. Look here where the chain is. On this side, we can see the base of the first stitch, but this stitch isn't complete. So I want you to pay close attention and don't close the stitch in this space. You should always do it the right way. In the first complete chain, which is located above the second stitch, look here, you don't close in this first stitch, but in the second one above the chain. We pass the hook from back to front. We place the reserved loop on the needle and move it to the back. We adjust here and open it a little. And look how we have finished this second round. Here we worked a total of 12 stitches, and in each round, 6 stitches will be increased. We are going to be working a base with multiples of 6x6, because 6 is the number of stitches we start with. So we will be increasing by 6, 12, 18, 24 6 stitches in each round. This is so you keep it in mind and always check that you have the correct number of stitches for each round. So now we're going to start round number 3. We will be working a sequence of single crochet, increase stitch, single crochet, increase stitch, and we continue working with centered single crochet. We locate the strand that we brought to the back, and under that strand will be the first stitch. Look at it! Here we go through the center. We place the reserved loop on the needle and tighten it. We take the yarn. We bring it forward. We lift it up and close the stitch. Here we have the first stitch. We're going to work an increase under the next chain. We're going to call this a simple stitch because it's just one stitch. The increase stitch is named that because it creates 2 stitches. We go through the center of the next stitch. We yarn over. We lift up and close the stitch. We go through that same stitch again. And here we make the first increase. In the next stitch, we repeat a single stitch. And in the next stitch, an increase. That's the sequence we're going to be working on in this third round. In the next stitch, we make a single stitch. In the next one, an increase, alternating the stitches until we get here to the last stitch. Reach the last stitch. Look where you can see the last chain. We go through here in the center and make an increase stitch. Notice that the previous stitch here was a single stitch, and the first stitch was a single stitch. To complete the sequence correctly, here we need to make an increase stitch. We go through the center. We make the first stitch here. We go through again. And we complete the second stitch. We finish off the round, passing the needle under the first chain. We place the reserved ear on the needle, and we move it to the back. We finish the third round with a total of 18 stitches. Please check. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We start round number 4. We pass the hook under the strand that we have taken to the back, in the center of these 2 strands. We place the reserved loop on the needle. We adjust. We take the yarn. And we make the first stitch here. Here in this round, we are going to work a sequence of increase stitches. 2 single stitches. So we are going to be working the increase in the single stitch from the previous round. And the single stitches where we made the increases. What are you going to do? You're going to identify here where we made the first stitch. Look, it's a single stitch. Here we start with the increase. In the next one, we have an increase stitch from the previous round. Here we make a single stitch and another single stitch. In the next stitch, see that it's a single stitch. We work the increase here. That's how we'll keep following the sequence. Single stitch, increase stitch, single stitch, increase stitch. Repeating all along the edge, until you get here to the last 2 stitches. Now, we have just 1 stitch here. We pass the hook through that space again. And we complete the second stitch. Here we have the increase. We make a single stitch here. And in the next one, a single stitch. That means 2 single stitches. Continue the increase. 1 and 2. Single point. 1 and in the next one, single point. Look, we've worked on increases. 2 single points, increase. 2 single points. In this one, we make the increase. 1 and 2. Now we make 2 single stitches. 1 and 2. And we continue working the sequence all along the edge of the piece until we reach these last 2 stitches. I completed the sequence on this side. Here I made an increase. And in these last 2 stitches, we're going to make single stitches. We go through the center. We lift it up and close it. We go through the center and make the last stitch. We lift up this little ear, and we finish by passing under the first chain. Here we adjust the stitch very well. Whenever you finish, keep arranging the round so the stitches settle into place. We finish round number 4 with a total of 24 stitches. Please check. We start round number 5 by working a sequence of an increase followed by 3 single stitches. 1 increase stitch, 3 single stitches, 1 increase stitch. Notice that we will be working the increases on top of the single stitches from the previous round. We can't be making increases on top of increases, because that way the base will start to get deformed, and it ends up in a hexagonal shape, so that it turns out completely round. We need to work the increases on top of the single stitches from the previous round. We go to the stitch where we closed the round. Insert the needle into the stitch's center. We place it on the reserved loop. Here we adjust. We take a strand. And we make the first stitch. We have the first single stitch. We insert the needle into the center of the next chain. And we make a single stitch in the center of the next one. Single stitch. We have 3. In the next stitch, we make an increase. 1 and 2. Now we make 3 regular stitches. 1, 2, 3. In the next stitch, notice that it's the single stitch from the previous round. We make an increase. 1 and 2. We have 3 single stitches. Increase, 3 single stitches. Increase. Let's continue working. 3 single stitches. Increase. 3 single stitches. Increase. we are going to make the last 3 single crochets. And here in the last stitch, we will make the increase. We have 1, 2, 3. In this one, the increase. 1. We pass the needle again. We finish the second stitch. We give height to this little ear. We close the round. And we finish here round number 5, working 30 stitches. Please check. We make a sequence of 3 single stitches, increase stitch, 3 single stitches, increase stitch. We repeat the process all along the base until we finish here with an increase stitch. So arrange the stitches here very well. To start organizing the base, we're going to start round number 6. And in this one, there's a sequence of increases. 4 single stitches, 1 increase stitch, 4 single stitches, 1 increase stitch. But starting from this round, we're going to apply a technique that will allow us to keep the circle completely round. Mari, what does it involve? It involves dividing the first 4 stitches into 2 parts, doing 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end. This technique only applies to rounds that have the sequence with a single crochet in an even number. For example, round number 8, which has 1 increase stitch and 6 single crochets. You can divide them 3 and 3. Round number 10, which has an increase stitch and 8 single crochets. You can divide them 4 and 4. You can do the same with round number 12, with number 14, or with number 16. It all depends on the number of rounds that you want to do at the base. We start round number 6, passing through the center of the stitch. Look, the way to start and finish the rounds is the same. Right? Look. And here we make the first stitch. We pass the hook through the center of the next chain and make the second stitch here. We have 2 single stitches, and in the next stitch we will make the increase. 1, 2. So look, here we've already divided the first 4 points, doing 2 at the beginning. We continue with an increase stitch. And on this side, we're going to work the sequence as we've been doing, which is 4 single stitches, 1 increase stitch. And why is this division made? Because if we work 4 single stitches, right, the increase will be made on top of the increase stitch from the previous round. That's it. It would deform the base. And to prevent this from happening, we use this technique, dividing the first 4 stitches. So now, look at how the sequence turns out. 4 single stitches, and we will be making the increase on top of the single stitch from the previous round. 4 single stitches, and the increase on top of a single stitch. So here we make 4 single stitches, and 1, 2, 3.
2,
3, and 4. We do it in this one. The increase. 1. We go in again. And we do the second point. Look, it's on top of a single stitch. Now we make 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to make the increase on top of a single stitch. 1 and 2. We continue working the sequence on this side. 4 simple stitches, the increase. 4 simple stitches, the increase. I completed the sequence on this side. I did it here, an increase. And on this side, look, we have the last 2 chains. We're going to make a single crochet here. We go through the center of the chain. And we make a stitch. in the center of the next one. And we make the second stitch here. Notice that when we close it, we've completed the sequence correctly. 4 single stitches, an increase, 4 single stitches, an increase. We work all along the edge of the piece. Now we close the round. And here we finish round number 6 with a total of 36 stitches. Please check. Now let's start round number 7. And here we will work on a sequence. An increase, 5 single crochet stitches, an increase, 5 single crochet stitches. We start here. We start the round. We make the first stitch. Insert the hook into the center of the same stitch. And we finish the increase here. We have an increase. We are going to work 5 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here in the next stitch, we do an increase. And look, this one goes right on top of the single stitch. 1, we go through again. And we finish the second stitch here. We count 5 single stitches here, and we make the next increase. That's how we're going to do it all the way around. 5 single stitches, increase, until we get here to the last stitches. We make the last increase here. And here we're going to finish by making 5 single stitches. We go through the center of the chain, and we make the first stitch in the center of the next one. We have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice that the first stitch is an increase. With this, we properly close the sequence. Before finishing, it's important that you check that you always have the correct sequence and the right number of stitches for each round you're working on. This is important because if you make a mistake in one stitch, you'll lose the sequence for the rest of the rows. So please always double check. We finish off on this side. See, it's the same one we've done on every round. We finish round number 7 here with a total of 42 stitches. Please check. Now we start round number 8, and in this one, we need to work a sequence of 6 single stitches and an increase stitch. 6 single stitches, increase stitch. Notice that here, the single stitches are an even number. What does this mean? That we can apply the technique, dividing 3 stitches at the beginning and 3 stitches at the end. Then we pass the hook through, under the first stitch. Here, imagine we pick up the yarn, and we make a single crochet. We go through the center of the next chain. We make the second stitch in the center of the next one, making the third stitch here. In the fourth stitch, we are going to make the increase. 1, 2. We continue the sequence as we normally should, making 6 single stitches followed by an increase. We make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The increase would go in the next stitch. 1 and 2. We continue working 6 single stitches, an increase, 6 single stitches, an increase, until we reach the last 3 stitches. I finished the stitches on this side. I made an increase here. And here, I'm going to work the last 3 stitches to complete the 6 on this side. We pass the needle through the stitch's center. We make a single crochet in the center of the next one, here in the last one. We close the point. We pull up this loop. We go under the first chain from back to front. We place the reserved little ear and move it to the back. And we tighten it. And with this, we finish the 6 simple stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Followed by the increase. Followed by 6 simple stitches. Followed by the increase. So with this, we finished round number 8 with a total of 48 stitches. Please check. Now we start round number 9. We go through the center of the stitch. We do a single crochet here, like this. In this round, we're going to follow a sequence of increase stitches. 7 single stitches, increase stitch, 7 single stitches. We start here with an increase stitch. We insert the needle into the center of the same stitch. We lift up and close, and we have 2 stitches. Here we make 7 single crochet stitches. We insert the hook into the center of the stitch and make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. And 7. In the next one, we make the increase. 1, we pass the needle through that point again and complete the second stitch. I made the last increase here. Now we're going to work the 7 single stitches here. We pass the needle through the center of the stitch and make the first one, then in the center of the next one. Second, and 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. We wrap it up. We finished round number 9 with a total of 54 stitches. Please check. We're going to start round number 10. And in this one, it's a sequence of 8 single stitches, 1 increase stitch, 8 single stitches, 1 increase stitch. Here, we can also apply the technique by dividing the even stitches, making 4 single stitches at the beginning and 4 single stitches at the end. So we start by making the 4 single stitches. We go through the center of the next stitch and make it. 2, 3, 4. We perform augmentation. 1, 2. We work now. 8 simple points. Increase point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We make the increase here. 1 and 2. We repeat 8 regular stitches. Increase stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We make the increase here. We continue on this side following the sequence. 8 simple stitches. Increase stitch. 8 simple stitches. Finishing here on the last 4 stitches. I made the last stitch here. We're going to work the 4 simple stitches to complete the 8 in the sequence. We go through the center. We make one here. 2, 3, and 4. We gain altitude. We finish the turn. We finish lap number 10. And look how the base is turning out. We have a completely round base. A 100% perfect circle. In this round, we finish with a total of 60 stitches. Working a sequence of 4 single stitches, an increase. 8 single stitches, an increase. We finish on this side with 4 single stitches. And with this, we finish the sequence correctly. We start round number 11. We pass the hook under the strand we've moved to the back. We make the first stitch, and in this round, we work a sequence. And now, an increase stitch. 9 single stitches, an increase stitch. 9 single stitches. We make the first stitch here, insert the hook into that same stitch, and complete the increase. We have the first increase. Now we work 9 single stitches. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We make the increase here. 1, we insert the hook again. We do 2. We make 9 single stitches on this side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We make the increase here. We continue working on this side with 9 single stitches, an increase, 9 single stitches, another increase, and finish on this side with 9 single stitches. We make the last one here. We make the starting chain. And we finish the round. We work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure we finish the sequence correctly, ending round number 11 with a total of 66 points. Please check. We're going to do round number 12. This will be the last round of the base. Here, we need to do a sequence of 10 single stitches increase stitch, 10 single stitches increase stitch. But look, we can also do it here. We can use the technique of dividing the stitches evenly, making 5 stitches at the beginning and 5 stitches at the end. We start the round by making the 5 single crochet stitches. One, two, three. 2, 3, 4. 5, 14, 15. 19, 20, 22, 25, 26, 26, 27, 29, 30, 53. Now do 10 single stitches I finished them. 1, 2, 3, and so on. I finished the 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Now we do the increase. We work 10 stitches on this side. I finished the 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we do the increase. We are going to continue working. 10 single stitches, increase stitch, 10 single stitches, increase stitch, finishing here with 5 single stitches. I've already finished the stitches. Here I work the increase. Now let's do the last 5 stitches to complete the sequence. We make the last stitch. We finish off the round. Let's arrange it and make sure you have the sequence correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. Before the next increase. We finish round number 12 like this. This would be the last one for the base, with a total of 72 stitches. Let's arrange the stitches very well. Let's organize the base. Look at how the base turns out with a very good structure. The stitches are well organized and it's completely round. I'm going to give you the measurements. It ends up being 27 centimeters in diameter. And if you're wondering, Mari, can I work this base with another type of material? Of course you can. You can adapt the process to the material you have available. It could be silk cord, pay paper cord, macrame thread, or polyester cord. What you need to keep in mind is that the measurements and size will vary depending on the thickness of the material. And what if you need to make this base a little bigger? In the video description, I'll leave you the sequence for rounds 13, 14, and 15, just in case you need them. For those who are wondering, Mari, is the base too big? Well, are you going to keep working the rounds until you reach the desired base size? If you want to work the base until you reach round number 7, you work until round number 7. And from there, you continue working on the process of the bag you want to make. If you want it even bigger, work until round number 10. If you want it smaller, work until round number 4. This is simply a guide. A base for you to consult when you have any questions or when you want to make the base in the desired size. I'm simply giving you tools so you can put them into practice in other projects. We lay down the base and we're going to close off this space. We should always leave this for last because as we work the rounds, it always tends to open up a little. So we take the short strand and we pull tightly until the circle is nice and closed. We help ourselves with a thinner needle and pass it under the stitches. At the end, under the tip, we can place a drop of silicone or make a simple stitch with needle and thread. We cut the strand and we hide the tip and now we have our base ready to work on any project. I'm going to show you 2 ways. If you're a beginner, how can you keep working? For the body of the bag, you're going to take the base with the right side facing down, placing the back here, which is where the ridges are. And look, here we finished the last round with a little loop. And this loop has 2 strands. Look at them here. You're going to pass the hook through the center of that strand from back to front and turn the hook like this. Place the little loop and close it. So this would already be the Y with I. With the stitch you want to use to make the body of the bag. So you yarn over, go through both, and make the first stitch. Are you going to insert the needle into the little ridge that's on the back? Marie, why the little ridge? Because when you pick up the little ridge, you're going to give more strength to this first row, which is all ready to build up the body, the shape, and here, you make the second stitch and thread it through the neck center and the small ridge. Here on this side. Here. Here's how things are going for you. This first round is with single crochet. Here, you divide the base of the body, leaving this strand in the center. Then you work all the way around. And from there, to continue with the second round, you choose the stitch you want to keep working with. This is the first, the second. Now the final step is to cut the yarn. We cut the yarn here to close it off. We skip a stitch. We pass the needle under the first chain stitch, from back to front. We take the reserved loop and move it to the back. We pass the needle through. In the center of the last chain, also in the little bump that's on the back side, we take the reserved strand and pull it to the back. We tighten this strand. Look, here we've made the perfect finish with a chain stitch. You're going to hide the leftover strand under the stitches, just like we did before. I finished the whole process for the base. This would be the final result. Look at all the details. It's a base that's 100% even with a very good structure. The stitches are all even and the same size. It's very easy to make. The finish is beautiful. And I used a total of 230 grams of material for it. That's what it ended up weighing. I also took the opportunity to add my channel's custom tag to identify the piece. And look at how beautiful the result is. I hope you enjoyed the whole process and that you put it into practice. If so, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. Don't forget to save this video for future reference as well. See you in the next tutorial. God bless you. Bye. Subscribe.